Then we get to a Ricochet segment where he's in the middle of the ring. And Ricochet has begun to act a bit more heelish, and that's fine. You know, it's good for him to be positioned as a heel given some of the matches that he has upcoming. However, the Hurt Business joins him in the ring, and he begins to suck up to them in a bit and talk about how good his match was. And, you know, MVP grabs him forcefully around the chin and because no one likes kiss ass, and they tear the business card up in front of him. And they bully him out of the ring. They do not even beat him up. He makes no fight, nothing whatsoever. He is escorted out of the ring, and he willingly does so. And I was sad.
They made him look like a chump, basically, is the point.
They made him look like a geek. But that wasn't it. That wasn't it, Steve. There was a later segment in which Swerve Strickland was in the back, and he confronted Ricochet. Swerve Strickland and Ricochet go back all the way to Lucha Underground, where he was Killshot and he was Prince Puma, and then they started their WWE and all that thing. And at one point during the promo, Ricochet is called by Trevor. They allow him to just be addressed to as Trevor, and he deals with it. And granted, there is a possibility that this is all a long game and they're all just trying to get Swerve under the idea that he's got two different enemies, but maybe they're all one different enemy. But in no way, shape, or form does any of this booking 3 weeks before AEW Wrestle Dynasty, where this one Trevor, a.k.a. Ricochet, is to challenge Zack Sabre Jr. in the main event, presumably, of Wrestle Dynasty, presumably for the IWGP Heavyweight Championship.
So you have heard the theory, and Venkin mentions it here, is that he smells a swerve coming. And it was something that Brian Alvarez mentioned on Wrestling Observer Radio. Neither he nor Dave liked this segment at all and didn't like that they made him look like a geek. But Brian did offer up something that might be the case, is that it is a swerve, as Venkin mentioned, where the Hurt Business is trying to play rope-a-dope a little bit, pretend like they have kicked Ricochet out and that Ricochet is, in fact, going to interfere on their behalf in a big match. I understand. I'm not a big fan of this either. You know what I'm saying? But if it turns out that he makes a major heel turn and interferes with the match, then maybe he's not a chump. He's actually a secret member of the Hurt Business already.
How does he look like anything but a henchman or the third guy in the behind a manager and the top guy? In no way, shape, or form was this mindset designed to make Ricochet, even for like 3 months after he came in, like just strap him up, put a rocket to him. If he doesn't live up to expectations, like, you know. But they booked him in a way where even like the professional respect and courtesy towards another promotion. This is the main event for the Tokyo Dome. You know, like this is courtesy and like just general respect towards New Japan Pro Wrestling. The fact that they thought that this was a good idea to bury the top guy for their match that they are loaning out to New Japan Pro Wrestling is just fundamentally insane.
They don't care. I mean, at no point in this relationship that New Japan has had with AEW has AEW ever gone out of its way in any real meaningful form.
Like take. I get that.
Yeah, I mean, this is just to type. I mean, they don't respect New Japan in that way. They just don't. And maybe they'll lend talent, and maybe they'll do this or that. But at no point in any part of this relationship has AEW done anything to actually help New Japan other than loan them out the talent. They've made New Japan talent look like schmucks on AEW TV and beat them over and over again. Bring them over, beat them, bring them over, beat them. They have interfered with schedules and things.
I expected Ricochet to do more in New Japan before this match. Like, I thought maybe he would show up in Long Beach this past weekend and like make his presence felt in some way, shape, or form. The way that they kind of did the Young Bucks. They didn't do any of that. The thing that the reality that I think I just need cemented, and this is done, and this is a harsh truth, is that WWE was right with how they mid-carded him. Where they had him in their system was exactly right. And he went to another system to be in the exact same position at a lesser promotion.
Yeah, and we'll have to see how that turns out. I'm with you though. I mean, I always thought it didn't have a whole ton of juice, the Zack Sabre match with Ricochet, except that it's going to be a great match. Okay, but in today, just having a great match isn't going to sell tickets. There isn't really a reason for the fans to really ache for this match, other than the hardcore aspect of it. Of we just want to see these two actually work against each other. That's all fine and dandy, and I'm happy I'm going to see that match. I'm excited that it's going to be there. But yeah, as a ticket seller, it never had a lot of steam, and this certainly did nothing to help it.
Yeah, the show's gonna be good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to have a great time at Wrestle Kingdom and Wrestle Dynasty. When the shows actually happen, you and I both know that we're both going to have a great time watching the shows. You're going to be there live, and the matches are going to rip. Everything's going to be great. It's so rough when it comes to just the idea that they have no respect for the build.
Yeah, they don't. They never have. They don't really have respect for their own builds for the most part. So there's that too. But because they botch those all the time too, and it's going to be worse. I mean, they're almost certainly going to have the IWGP Tag Team Championships for a while there too. Yes. And so, but
at least I can understand that at this point, it's possible that the Young Bucks aren't even on TV for a while. Like they could. I mean, we'll talk in the recap for Strong Style Evolved. There's like AEW stories playing out on New Japan, and it's a little weird.
Yeah, it's really weird. New Japan has been over backwards for AEW multiple times, and it's never the other way around.
Yeah,
and so it's been very frustrating in that sense.
I wanted to shout out BB from the Fight Game Media Discord. She had a ton of questions about why this was all such a huge deal, so I wanted to talk that through and shout her out because we were interacting on the Fight Game Media Discord. And if you want to join the Discord, talk New Japan, AEW, WWE, email gg@fightgamemedia.com and he will give you an invite into the Discord. We don't publicly advertise it, but we want to make sure that if you're listening to our shows, that you have a pathway to join up.
Logan thinks that the Rossi Ogawa relationship with WWE has been more mutually beneficial than the other way around. So
I've heard that the Rossi Ogawa is very popular right now in Japan.
Rossi's not?
Yeah, not the most popular guy right now. So.
I don't think he needs to care about that much. I don't think so. But
all right, so I feel like I've exercised that demon. I may have some. There might be some aftershocks throughout the show where it's just kind of, I ricochet back to how annoyed I am.
Yeah,
but for the most part, I think we should recap the Strong Style Evolved.
Yeah, and let's see. Colin mentions, let's see how long Mayu and Azumi get. Let's hope it's more than 5 minutes, huh, Ghetto? Yeah, exactly. I agree.
10 minutes, maybe 13.
Yeah, it doesn't need to be more than that, but it certainly needs to be more than 5. And the good news is there aren't 15 matches on this show, so they can stretch out a little bit. And there have been Wrestle Kingdom shows with like a dozen matches on them. This isn't it. So, all right, hopefully it'll turn out all right.